Hello everybody, it's Antti here and this is Beyond Testing podcast. Today we are here in our new studio Kamppi, Helsinki, and we still have a guest, Sami Söderblom. Sami is a top-notch coach in software testing and QA. He's been a highly regarded keynote speaker, and also he has worked as the head of QA in the biggest employer of Finland. Today and nowadays he works as an entrepreneur in software testing in a company called Clarity. So welcome, Sami. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's actually, I have to correct you a bit on, it's clarify.
Clarify. That's clarify. That was clarified well, I have to say. So
Quality clarified.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So we have an audience question. So we go into the question immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the best and the worst things a tester can do for their career this year and beyond? This year and beyond. This is like crystal ball questions as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are the best things and the worst things that you can do for your career? That's like the essentials of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like this is like a great question because like I always love the career advice questions for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
But you have made just to interrupt you once more. So you already tried to answer like 3 times, and I'm already interrupting you. So you've made like big career changes in the past. You like gone from the from a 40K employee organization, from being the head of QA to starting your own business. And before that, I've also witnessed like bold moves in your career. So what's been like the driving force for your like big career moves? Why have you done that? So like what has driven you?
That's an interesting question because I rarely look into myself and my career.
Yeah. I've been looking at your career a lot.
I'm just doing what's ahead of me. But I've also considered a lot about other people's. I've been a boss quite long, and I've had to take care of other people's well-being and their career development and so on. And one thing that has been emphasized more than other than is the ability to become versatile. Not just because now people are too adamant in focusing on certain tools or certain practice like test automation and so on. They become one-trick ponies, and it's really dangerous when the world is changing quite rapidly all the time. So become versatile, and especially when working in my previous assignment or job at the big company, I had over 40 people who I was about to look after, and it seemed that when they became versatile, they first started as a conventional QA or tester
or test automation specialist or whatever.
Yeah, and they focused on that.
Yeah.
But soon when they grew interest on doing valuable work in business, for instance, in refining business requirements or how to go to market, how to improve our chances on selling the service with what we are building, or more deeply into the development. Doing production code, support, maintenance, and so on. Being valuable in that sense. Then they became more credible and more like a team member rather than just a part of the team.
Yeah.
And first QA or tester or test automation specialist, but then just Antti, Sami, whoever who provides value as a team member. So
being like on a constant lookout for opportunities to be of value.
Yeah.
Like in new and novel ways in a sense for the team. Well, yeah, that's I would say that's a big deal for like avoiding becoming obsolete.
Yeah.
Because if you're, for example, only like Python scripting, automation like professional.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get tools that like script your tests, so AI and stuff like that. So what's the value you bring then? So that's a big. So it's like finding new angles and opportunities, like expanding. I would say horizontally.
Yeah.
Is this a horizontal? This is like a vertical.
Yeah.
Horizontally.
Yeah, yeah.
Like expanding like the value horizontally is a way to like prove the career in a way that you're still valuable, even though that one thing would like be one platform would burn in a sense.
Yeah, and often, well, it was already like a 10-year-old idea or even more. The T model specialist, that you are really good at something, but you also know a lot of in horizontally.
Yeah,
but it's evolved. Now we are talking about E model or M model specialist, and it's just the caricatures. Just try to be valuable.
Can you quickly summarize this TEM?
I don't know that much about the E model, but the E is more like being really good at more than just one thing.
Yeah.
For instance, one good example could be that there's a overabundance of people who master robot framework. Yeah. It's saturated. And it doesn't fit that well into development workflow. And once organizations evolve so that their development workflow becomes more modern, then I'm afraid that there's not much use for the robot framework specialists. But I could be wrong, of course, because not every company can renew themselves, and there's also the tool itself evolves and so on. But it's too focused on certain tool, too deep one vertical. Yeah, you should have more. Yeah. For instance, add some Playwright or Python, or if you want to be in that tool universe, and learn how to code. Do production coding, because it's quite a lot more exciting than just sticking with the test scripts. And
that is so true.
And becoming a part of that workflow, rather than just one nuisance there.
Yeah, one thing that I found, like when I interview people in testing, I've done that a lot, hundreds maybe. You can count in 4-digit numbers nowadays, like been 18 years of entrepreneurship here. So one thing that I've noticed is that the best people, the people who become best in software testing, they really understand how the quality is connected with the business. Yeah. And because like you can imagine it as a pyramid in a sense with 3 levels. Yeah. And the business is always, it comes from the reputation of your brand. Yeah. The reputation is everything. So if your reputation is destroyed, then the business is destroyed. If you build a positive reputation, then you can build business. And the reputation is given by who? And the reputation is always given by the users and the consumers and the clients. So basically you build reputation, so you build the business and the reputation on the client's satisfaction. Yeah. And the client satisfaction is obviously what it is built on. It's built on the quality, the sense that you're delivering what you promised you would do. Yeah. So that's not rocket science, but a lot of testers are very like highly like biased into like just thinking about this like specific tactical API stuff, and not necessarily understanding or taking time to understand where does the business come from. So for the audience, quick advice, if you ever work with teams or organizations who try to make money, so business, you gotta learn to ask, where does the money come from in this business and why? Yeah. That's an easy question, but every tester, I feel like they should really understand that question.
Absolutely.
And be very, very curious about where does the money come from and why. Yeah. So broaden the set of skills, be very interested about business, where does the money come from and why. Are there other things that like in this career domain testers could do to like either destroy their career or boost their career? So,
yeah, well, interpersonal skills.
Yeah,
like we have to deal with people all the time.
That's true.
So try to. It may
we
be
would not want to deal with people all the time, but we have to.
I know many people who would say that they hate people.
You know why this podcasting is very super like it's easy?
Yeah,
because you get to deal with mostly with people you've invited, so you want to deal with. Yeah. So that's very easy craft. But yeah, in real life you have to really deal with people of all sorts.
Yeah.
So yeah,
even with the people who don't want to deal with people.
Exactly.
So you have to really find the way to deal with everyone.
Yeah.
And especially in testing, You are at the crossroads of all information. You are at the crossroads of every people. You have to deal with everyone. So it could be wise to invest in interpersonal skills.
Yeah, that's so true.
So communication has been popping up with our
past episodes.
Yeah, so,
that's true. It's basically, I think in every episode is something about communication. Yeah. Like we've already done this Testgurutv for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And like now this 5th season is called the Beyond Testing. I think it's like the communication is part of every episode, so that's a heavy thing.
Yeah, and if you want to bring into more finer detail into it, consider your language. And as a boss, I often have to break up a dispute by pointing out the language they're using, like really harsh. Some people are really harsh.
Yeah, it is. They don't even think about that. So.
Yeah, they didn't recognize that.
Yeah,
but and if it's contrasted to common people talk, then they will notice. Oh my God!
Yeah,
how these many curse words or whatnot, but communication, language, and being nice.
Yeah.
Try to be nice to people.
Because you build this like relationship equity.
Yeah,
it's an asset, and you need to build that asset before you need to leverage the asset to make a change.
Yeah,
and most people don't get it. So they're just like, they should do what I say. But usually people want to help people who they want to help. So you got to be like someone whom others want to help. So you got to be the nice person in a sense. That actually brings me to the idea of like because like a lot of testers like don't think about this about their craft, that testing in itself, it's an activity to find new information about the product.
Yeah.
And that new information never changes anything. The information is there, and it's useless if no one else in the organization is willing to change their decisions, willing to change their thinking, willing to change something. And usually they involve deadlines. Do I fix this bug or not? How do we budget and resource and stuff like that? All of the things that make the quality. So testing does not create quality, but the decisions made based on the testing do. And for that reason, I always say that we as testers, our results are only as usable as how we communicate them to others in an actionable way and in an influential way. So that's why I say testing is predominantly an influencer profession.
Absolutely.
So we're influencers and we are leaders. And without those skills, it doesn't matter how great your results are.
That's really well put. And also you need those skills also to dig the information, because it's often behind people.
That's true.
They know something.
Yeah,
that's
someone
crucial.
knows something about someone.
And especially when I do consulting assignments, I remember the golden rule of we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth, and we use them in proportion. So I listen and learn.
20% of talk for 80% of observation. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I have. If I were to take notes, I would have to write that down. Remember to write that down. You have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Use those instruments in proportion.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. I have no recollection of the first items that we talked about in this episode, so I have no way to summarize for the audience. Do you have any recollection of the first items on the list?
Well, we try to map out what should you do as a tester
to boost the career or
boost like make yourself relevant and be able to work in the future also, but also what you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Well, don't do the opposite of what we just
that's true.
Advised, and
But 3 things, if I should pick some things, would be to go from deeper knowledge into broader knowledge at the moment. That's one advice I would give everybody. Then try to lean towards understanding the business. The more you understand about making money in your field of industry that you're serving, the better. And then the third one would be to understand that testing is an influencer profession mainly, and everything else comes secondly.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's my summary.
Yeah, and that's actually why I use. People have all these wonderful highlights. The titles in LinkedIn profile, like a keynote speaker, author, CEO, whatnot.
Yeah.
You have everything.
Everything there. It has to be there with emojis as well.
I have humble people and quality.
Yes, that's awesome. So hey, everybody, if you want more questions, answers, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Send your comments in the fields below. And I wish everybody a perfect week at this point. Bye.
Bye.